Manga-Waido.
Okay, we've got everything. It's time to go, Moko.
Woof!
My name is Shiori. I just got married 6 months ago. And this is my dog, Moko. We got him when we moved here after getting married. He's a male toy poodle. My husband and I are huge animal lovers. When we started dating, we decided we would one day get a dog. The moment we saw Moko, we couldn't help but buy him. I now live in a detached house with a dog and a kind husband. I'm living precisely the kind of life I dreamed of as a child. That's not to say I don't have any problems. During my recent health checkup, the doctor discovered something concerning, and now I have additional tests scheduled at a hospital. I'll be staying there for 3 nights. Unfortunately, the day I have to go is also when my husband has a business trip, so I'll be giving Moko to my sister Miyuki to take care of. Initially, I was planning to use a pet hotel, but when I accidentally told Miyuki that I was going to be in hospital for a few days, she said, "I can take him." At first I declined, but Miyuki's daughter, Aya, really wanted to look after him, and so I hesitantly agreed. "Thanks for taking care of him. These are his foods and snacks. I brought everything you need and I already told you how to look after him. But just in case and forget, I've also written it all down, so make sure to read it." "Don't worry, I've got this." "Say hi to Aya for me." "Miyuki, are you going to be okay?" "I'll be fine. I promise to take care of him. But you owe me lunch at that fancy hotel, okay? And next week I want to go on holiday with my friends, so I'd like you to look after Aya for me." "What? This is the first time I'm hearing of this." "Who else can I ask? And plus I'm taking care of Moko for you." "Fine, you better look after him though. And remember to send me lots of photos." I was a little annoyed by all of Miyuki's conditions, but there was nothing I could do about it. It would be impossible to find a pet hotel at such short notice. I was a little worried about Moko, but he does love being around other people and small children, and I was sure Aya would get along well with him. I decided I would focus on myself for 3 days. The day of admittance, I had a couple of simple tests. When they were done, I checked my phone to find some photos from Miyuki. Aya was playing with Moko, which put me a little at ease. Aya could be a little rough at times, but Moko seemed to be doing fine. The following day, I messaged them to send me more photos. After a while, I received a reply. "They were all eating. That's cute." Huh? There was something that bothered me about the photo I received, and so I immediately phoned Miyuki. "What's the thing that Moko's eating? It doesn't look like one of his snacks." "Oh, really? Maybe he took some of Aya's." "Human food can be poisonous to dogs. I told you to be careful." "Geez, chill out. He's fine." "No, you can't just wait and see." "Fine, is that it? I'm busy." And then she hung up on me. I became very anxious during my hospital stay thinking about Moko. I want to go home. I want to see Moko. I thought about calling my husband and getting him to pick him up, but I was sure he was busy with work. I tried messaging Miyuki a couple of times that day, but my messages went all unread. She replied in the evening with the "I was busy but didn't send me any photos." The next day, I finally finished all my tests and rushed to Miyuki's house. "Miyuki, thanks for these 3 days. I'm here, Moko." I called out for Moko as soon as Miyuki let me in. I heard Moko come running towards me, and I froze. "Moko? Is that you? What happened? This is Moko, right?" His coat was a mess and he looked frail, possibly from being fed something he shouldn't have eaten. "Of course it's Moko." "Why is he such a mess?" Moko was in a sorry state. His beautiful coat was gone and his hair had been horribly groomed. He had bald patches all over his body. It looked like he'd been mistreated. "Tell me what happened." "I think Aya gave him a haircut." "What do you mean you think? Weren't you watching?" "Come on, get over it. She's just a kid." "It doesn't matter she's a kid. There's things that are simply wrong." "His hair will grow back in no time." "That's not the point." Miyuki didn't look in the least bit sorry and was laughing about it. No matter what I said, Miyuki seemed to not care.
"There was no ill intent. She's just a child."
She wouldn't even apologize. I asked Aya what had happened.
"I gave him a haircut because I thought it'd make him look cuter."
Aya's only 4 years old, and I understand why she would want to give him a haircut. I couldn't find it in me to reprimand her given she didn't mean any harm. But Miyuki's different. A parent is responsible for their child's behavior. While it might have been an accident, she should have phoned me immediately and apologized. My anger was at its peak. But it wasn't something I could go to the police about. I thought about suing her for compensatory damage, but it didn't seem like such a great idea. There was nothing wrong with Moko's health and his hair would eventually grow back. But I couldn't forgive Miyuki. I decided to talk to my husband about it.
How about you talk to Miyuko-san's husband about it?
Following my husband's advice, I immediately called Miyuki's husband. Miyuki's husband worked a lot and was often not at home. The 3 days Miyuki had Moko, he was away on a business trip. But when I told him what had happened, he said he wanted to come over to personally apologize.
I'm very sorry about what's happened.
I don't know how to repay you. I talked about it with Miyuki, and she keeps insisting that it's not her fault.
Miyuki's the one at fault here, not you.
Let me talk some more to Miyuki and get her to apologize, and I'll pay for Moko's grooming fees until he's back to normal.
Miyuki's husband got out a white envelope. This wasn't something money could fix, but I was grateful for her husband's sincerity.
By the way, are you feeling better now?
Huh?
You did your back in last month and couldn't walk.
I never done my back in.
Well, that's odd. Miyuki said she'd check up on you because your husband was away on a business trip. She left the house at night.
Huh?
I didn't have any business trips last month.
Yeah, you're always home at night, and I haven't had any problems with my back. Then where did she go? The three of us looked at each other and came to the same conclusion. She said she wanted me to look after Aya this week to go on holiday with her friends. Isn't that odd?
That is very odd. Let me look into that.
Miyuki's husband went home. It was an unexpected development in the Moko disaster. Things moved pretty quickly after that. As promised, I agreed to take care of Aya while Miyuki went on holiday. Miyuki's husband changed his business trips plans. He followed Miyuki on the trip. It was exactly as we had thought. Miyuki was spending the night with some unknown man at an onsen town. Miyuki's husband told me he collected photographic evidence of the affair. He looked exhausted. We agreed we all wait for her to come pick up Aya. Her husband told me it would be better this way so I could keep Aya distracted, and also just in case the discussion with Miyuki became too heated.
I'm back. Thanks, sis.
Welcome back.
Why are you here?
There's something I want to talk to you about. What do you have to say about this?
Miyuki's husband got out all the photos he's taken. Miyuki immediately figured out what had happened and her face went blue.
It's not what you think. This is a friend from university.
With whom you spent a night at a hotel?
That's...
I'm shocked and disappointed. And you don't even apologize to Moko, even though it was your fault for not being around.
I was lonely every day. You don't care about me or Aya. I know what happened to Moko was wrong, but I couldn't bear being told off over something Aya had done.
It's true that Aya was difficult to deal with at times, probably due to her age. She had lost her temper a few times when she'd come over to ours, so I could understand how looking after her wasn't easy. But that was no excuse for the infidelity. Miyuki's husband seemed to be of the same thinking.
It's true that I've been overworked recently due to the new department I've been made in charge of. I've been focused on work and haven't been able to help out at home. On this issue, I would like to apologize and I plan to talk to my company about it.
You see, you admit it.
But the cheating has nothing to do with that.
No, help me, sis.
You may be my older sister, but I'm not going to get in the middle of you two. And to be honest, this is all your fault. There's nothing I could do about it.
But you're meant to be my sister.
So now you're having to go with your sister.
You're full of excuses. Don't you have something else to say? Miyuki finally realized what she had to do. She stood up and prostrated herself on the floor. She apologized to her husband and with tears in her eyes.
Too late.
Wait!
I doubt there was anything that could be done to repair this relationship anymore. After that, Miyuki's husband kicked Miyuki out of the house and she went back home to her parents. But when her parents had heard of what she'd done, they too kicked her out of the house. Now she's staying over at friends' places. If she decides to truly repent herself, it's not like I wouldn't help her, but I haven't heard from her in a long while. As for Miyuki's husband, it seems he has decided to reduce his workload through discussions with his company, increase remote work, and take the lead in taking care of Aya. Furthermore, since Aya's grandmother started looking after her, Aya's behavior had also become considerably more settled. From what I could tell talking to Aya, Miyuki would leave her for long periods of time abandoned. Aya's mental health seems a lot better now, so I'm sure she'll be okay. Miyuki's husband and Aya often came round to her house to play. Whenever they come, they bring Moko snacks and food. Moko's really fond of them now.
Dogs are part of the family. I also want a dog someday.
That's what she's saying these days. Oh, and it turns out my medical test came back okay, and I have nothing to worry about. Maybe all of this is thanks to Moko. Let's keep on having fun, okay, Moko?